Good morning and welcome to Nine Straight Up.
Good
I have
morning.
a guest. I have a guest here. And John's here again because we have been setting goals and we are ready to run with them. But what we've noticed is that so many times in life we have one golden ticket and we each have one life, one time to do it right. And we've decided that we are going to go for it. No more excuses. We're just going to go for it in life. So we set our 6-month goals. And how did you do?
Well, we just said them, right?
Right.
Okay, we're doing pretty good. I think I've got my signs, like I've talked about this in the past, is that, hey, Mom, that we have I have my list in the shower, I have it in my closet, and I have in the kitchen as well.
Good morning, Anthony. Nice to see you.
But when we're talking about setting our goals, we're not talking about financial goals. Yes, we do have financial goals, but it's more about what's fulfilling your life. What can fulfill your life, fulfill your spouse's life, and your family's life. So what we're talking about is how to set out mind-blowing goals.
Right. Ones that you think are so out of reach. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Greg. But instead of just setting these little goals and kind of just going for them, we're saying to set these massive, massive goals, just mind-blowing, that you think, oh, this is impossible for me to get there. And instead going for it one step at a time. But what we've really learned is that there's an excuse gap, I like to call it. So you have yourself here, and then your huge goal way out in front of you. And instead of going for it one day at a time, a lot of people just fall into that excuse gap. And I think they said like 99% of people won't reach their goals that they set. So it's time to reach them. So we're gonna go through that today. So stop waiting and start going, so go. But we set our goals and we did it financially, personally, spiritually, all the areas, your environment, how you are serving, all these big areas in life. And we set those goals and we're very aggressive about it. Big goals that really are out of our reach, and we're going to work towards it. Good morning, Sarah.
Well, even some of the goals that we set, we never knew how they're going to even be answered. How were we going to attain them? One of the goals, even if we put it out there, we've lived in the same house for the last 15 years. As an example, and we've always said we need to, when we bought the house, we were hoping to find great neighbors and have a great community. And over the last 2, 3 years, 4 years, it just so happened that we've got some great neighbors on both sides of us. We got another neighbor moving back across the street that we know as well. So you put it out there and it works. Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes.
We ended up with a great community here right on our own street, and great neighbors, and it was fortunate that it's worked out that way. And it's not that it's fortunate, it was a goal of ours. We really didn't have a chance to control it, but we were always able to pray about it and ask for it and look for it. And we could have never spoken to these neighbors and not realized how great of the people they are.
So that was a little goal.
Yeah.
But then we also have these crazy big goals of serving and changing lives. So we've put steps in place to do that, one step at a time, one day. But good morning, Judy. Nice to see you. But even if you don't have all the answers today, it's about setting those goals, setting that bullseye, like I've said before. And once you put that bullseye into effect, with the inner ring for me is God. With the second ring is me. I have to take care of me. This third ring is John. So, and it just, you're number 3, I'm sorry. If I don't have my oxygen mask, I can't help you.
Understood.
But then the boys. So everything, you have to get it in order. Once you have it in order, and once you put it down what you want in life and the priorities, then the goals start to come about. But you can't have excuses. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Angie. So what we'd like to do is go and talk to you about where you are today versus where you're going to be, and not falling into that gap in the middle, instead focusing on where you want to be. So I had fun making that goal, and John said he hung it up in the shower. I hung mine up in the shower. We have it in our car. We have it everywhere. How are we going to change people's lives? It's not about So many people make goals about making money and they've got to hit this level and they've got to do this. We want to change lives. We want to help people to live the life they want to lead, and then we want to help them to be able to set goals and go after what they want in life. So your motivation has to be intentional. You have to focus on what you want, and you have to be very intentional about it every day. So many people talk about lions and they put lions in their profile, and I'm going to be a lion with this and I'm going to be a lion with this, but then they do nothing with it. They don't roar and they don't go after it like a lion does.
Right.
So why is it so hard to do those little things that would improve our lives? Because it's uncomfortable.
It is.
You know, getting up in the morning, okay, we're going to work out in the morning, and then we get up in the morning and it's so easy to roll over and do nothing. We're guilty of that.
I don't know about me. I get up at 5 most mornings to go to the gym.
True. But weekends, you know, I guess to keep it going. I don't even know what to say to that.
No, weekends I'm still lacking on continuing my week's healthy living. On the weekends I still slack, and that's something that I know I need to improve on. It's not easy, and it's not like we're going to be able to attain those goals every single day. But if you're hitting 5-6 of the days of the week and hitting your goals and having maybe one day of a slip, just continue to improve. Take that day. Okay, I messed up, whatever it was. You didn't attain your goal. If it was, you wanted to, serve, 3 people a day. You only hit 1, or you didn't do any. It was a rainy day. You never left your house. That's okay, as long as you pick it up the next day. Just continue doing it. And the other thing that I've learned, actually, a lot from you, as you've gone through your journey, you've taught me so much. And one of the things is writing down those goals.
Mm-hmm. Very important.
I've never been a journaler.
I think it's a new word.
But I noticed about a year ago, I put a bucket list on my cell phone in my notes category, and I just, again, ran across it the other day and realized out of the 10 items I put on that list, I actually attained 7 of those in the past year.
That's pretty good. You didn't share that before.
No. Some things are personal.
That's exciting.
One of them was something that we've also been able to do is, to buy our own paddle boards and go paddle boarding. Mm-hmm. So, that's, it's a small bucket list thing that was on that list. But there's other things. Now the current list that I have, number 1 on there is, is serve God. Know that He's there and He's, provided everything for us, and to be thankful for it and to show gratitude to it.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting about it is when we have these goals, so many times our minds, we have to remember our minds are designed to keep us back, to keep us safe, and to keep us very comfortable. So our minds will try to tell us, don't go out and jog 2 miles. That's going to be painful. You're going to be all sweaty. You're going to have to shower. Your whole day's going to be shot. Things like that go through in my mind. But our mind wants us to be comfortable in everything we're doing. Good morning, Lisa. But everything we do in life, our minds fight for us to be safe, to be comfortable. So it will fight us to not allow us to go do that, whatever it is. Good morning, Lori. So our minds are wired to keep us safe, wired to keep us comfortable. So today, get very, very uncomfortable in life. So how are you going to get uncomfortable?
I did this morning.
You did. You worked out. He works out at 5, so that's.
And actually, it's interesting. As you go through all of these, these lessons, we don't live with these lessons every single moment of our lives. Mm-hmm. Like at the gym today, between the Led Zeppelin riffs that Chrissy was playing, she did play one little snippet of a motivational thing that we're talking about today. Is that she asked, would you rather be a weed or a rose bush? Have you heard this yet?
Yeah, we went through it yesterday,
okay.
But go ahead.
So a weed can grow anywhere. It's going to grow through the cracks of the sidewalk. It's going to grow up the side of your house. You don't have to maintain it. You don't have to do anything for it. The weed's just going to grow. You don't need to water it. Or do you want to be that championship rose bush that's sitting in the garden? How do you become that rose bush? You need to be watered. You need to be nurtured. Mm-hmm. You need to be, fertilized. Everything needs to be done to become that rose bush. Now, to make the story short, the question is, would you rather be a weed or would you rather be a beautiful rose bush? Mm-hmm. And by setting those goals and having that discipline each and every day, or as most days as you can, again, if it's 1-2 days a week and then it grows into more, you're going to become that beautiful rose bush.
It's funny, that could be our code word when we're going off course. Weed.
No, you
We
can't.
need to-
That's definitely.
Oh, that's true.
How about rose bush? Sorry.
True. But okay. Okay, let's keep going. But on to the.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so the 5-second rule I said is great, but what is your purpose? Barb, I love that, Barb. Set uncontrollable or uncomfortable goals, and yes, to reach that bigger goal, you have to do it. You have to. I mean, it's just gonna feel odd writing it down on the paper. It's gonna feel like I can never, reach that. But sometimes when you're going for that, it's good to write that goal down, and then across from the paper, write the lie that you believe would hold you back. Like, I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough time. All the lies, put that on a separate section so you can keep them separate. So focus on the goal, and when your mind starts to play with you, don't do it. You look at that lie and say, no, that is a lie. I can do it. Good morning, Erica. But yeah, so, I mean, it is a mind game. It really is, to go after all this stuff. Oh my gosh, I was laughing. But don't get me going. But yeah, to go after all this, it is strictly a mind game. So you have to get that mindset straight, to not allow it to take over and to stop you from doing everything that you are meant to do in life. And I always say God has given us so many talents. We don't tap into even a fraction of them. It's time to tap into more of them.
And it's not intelligence.
No, it's not.
It's discipline. It's going out there each and every day, as we talked about, cutting down that big oak tree in the front yard, and all you have is an axe. Sooner or later, if you keep going out there each and every day, taking 5 hits at that tree each day, over time that tree will come down. 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was probably 50 pounds heavier. Did I lose that weight overnight? No. It was a lot of discipline and a lot of work to get to where I went to. And I need to pick that up, by the way. But anyways, it takes time. And it's not like the smartest person. You just discipline. It's discipline, discipline, discipline. I've learned that from so many people at work, that to go in there and just go at it each and every day.
Mm-hmm. And think of a lot of the billionaires. They just barely got through college because their mind was so ahead of everyone else. Good morning, Meyer. How are you? But it is not intelligent. It's reading, it's learning, it's going after it every day and being committed to go after it every day. So that's a very good point. So imagine if you woke up every day and you told yourself, okay, I'm going after this great thing. And even if it's one more step in your walk, or ran a little bit further for fitness and that, don't look at me and laugh again. Because But Tony Robbins says there are 2 emotions that can really mess us up. And it's fear and anger, because we can't control them. A lot of emotions we can't control, but those 2, can you imagine when you're so fearful? And I know a lot of people say, like, getting up in front of people and talking, that's a huge fear, and people can't control the panic attack they're having. Or anger, when some people start brewing and it's like a big, I don't know, and it just blows.
Volcano.
Yes, and it just blows. They can't control it, and that is so important to learn to control. So, and that messes so many people up. So if we learn to kind of pull back and get a hold of those and go after things. But the fear is huge. I remember jumping out of the plane, and we were both fearful. And I remember John went first. We had a certain order we had to go in, and John went first. And I remember thinking to myself, I may never see him again. And then after I calmed down, I said, I can really chicken out now, or I could go for it. And I knew there was a chance. I could simply go back down with the plane and get out and be safe. But I kept telling myself, if I don't get over this fear, if I don't jump out of this plane and do it, it will forever be in my mind. So I knew I had to do it. Yeah, good morning, Nikki. So all those times when you're afraid to do something, you don't feel like you can, it's time to just kind of hold your breath and go for it. Set the huge goals and go after them every day.
Go Facebook Live.
Go Facebook Live. I know people are terrified of going Facebook Live. I remember being terrified of going Facebook Live, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
I don't pay attention.
You don't?
I'm just talking to you.
Okay, we're having coffee together. But Gary V, which I love, he's so straightforward. He says it's really easy to be motivated. You either got it or you can watch it, but it's very difficult to execute it. I thought that's so true. We all are motivated in one sense or another, but we have to execute it. We have to go after it. And then people always say you are what you do every single day, consistency. And then only 99% of the people will actually do it, will actually go after their goals, those big goals.
Only 99%?
I'm sorry.
Only 1%?
90%, yeah, 99% will not go after it. I said that backwards, thanks for that. Yes, 1% will actually go after the goals and actually do it. So each morning you have to get up, and I know Mel Robbins says, get up, hit the alarm, get going, make it happen, and that. But you have to have a reason to get up. So what is your reason? What is your exciting thing? Good morning, Eileen. But what is your reason to get up and get going, to do something exciting? So you have to have those goals.
You do, and it's, may it be as simple as the Bible, having a better relationship with God, or wanting to do something around the house. Start creating the little goals before going after wanting to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro, which we're going to do someday, by the way.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many people have done it. It sounds like we need to go do that. But there's just so many different goals that you need to set for yourself, and start with small ones. Let's say you're just waking up and you haven't done anything physical for 5 years. You can set that goal to go run that New York City Marathon, but set that goal in a realistic time frame. Then you're going to have probably 2 years of training if you've never run before. So set those big goals, set them out there, go after them. Just like I did it on my bucket list. Some of those things I never thought I was going to attain, and I really never even went back to that list until a year and a half later. It's like, oh wow, I put it out there, I wrote it down. Hey, somehow it happened.
Somehow, huh?
Yeah, somehow.
Well, you worked.
It was there. Subconsciously,
it was there,
there, and that's what I was continuing to work towards. So again, I've never been a big writer or a journalist.
Okay.
But I think there's definitely a lot to it.
There's power in it.
There is.
There's power in writing it down, definitely. So good morning, Tricia. But one thing that I really like to say is it's one thing every single day. Reading, audio, I always say that, audiobooks, talking to a mentor, something that gets you towards that gives you that motivation, that helps you learn every day, that helps you grow. You have to do something. And I know it's exciting, like you said, your bucket list is almost done, that little journal bucket list. Well, it's time to write another one.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did? Yay! So we're going to be doing some exciting things. Hopefully not jumping out of a plane again. Once is enough for me. Okay, I can do a mountain. I can't do that.
Swim with sharks?
Swim with sharks, I think I could do.
Okay.
I think we can do it. But John Maxwell said, everything worthwhile is uphill. Good morning, Linda from England. Good morning. But everything worthwhile is uphill. Good morning, Kate. So that means everything you do, it's a struggle. You have to work towards it. And if you've ever researched like how a pearl is designed, the struggle that you have to go through, or what do you say, an oyster has to go through to create a pearl is incredible. Mm-hmm. It's painful. So, and look at that beautiful pearl that comes out in the end. So I often try to think of that. I try to think of that, looking at that pearl as my goal at the end. So figure out what you're afraid of. Figure out your biggest fear. What is your biggest fear? And then do it. Put it on your list to do it and overcome it. Once you do that, you gain so much confidence. It gets so much, other little things get so much easier. So what is your biggest fear today? I'd love to hear. I'd love for you to put it in the emoji, or let us know if what is fearful to you. If you don't want to say, just put thumbs up or something in the emoji, or give me a happy face. But figure it out and do it. And then also, don't be afraid to look in the mirror. The reflection in the mirror is you, and it will allow you to see who you really are. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of all that you can do in life. Don't hold back.
You were telling me something last night about that. To go look in the mirror for 3 minutes?
Yeah, sit and stare at yourself for 3 minutes. It's eye-opening. Yes, you're giving me a look.
Well, I'm a little bit afraid.
Of what you'll see?
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can see, because you look at yourself and think, okay, this is where I want to be, this is where I've been, and all the different things. I don't know. It's a lot that comes.
Did you find yourself
doing
looking
that.
mostly into your own eyes, or you're surveying, like
My
you're
whole
saying,
face.
your hair,
I
your
think
face?
my whole face. And I believe Louise Hayes does a mirror work book that she does. Good morning, Stephen. But she has a book that takes you through 21 days of looking in the mirror and really connecting with yourself. So it's a good idea because think about it. So many people are in such a hurry. They're always traveling. They're always running. They never have the quiet time to sit with themselves, to sit with God, to just chill. So you need that to connect with your goals as well. I think you're going to be doing that tonight.
Or this weekend.
Yes. So our key for this thing, don't get comfortable with life. Never get comfortable. Make yourself uncomfortable every single day. Right?
Yes.
Are you going to get uncomfortable today?
May go for a walk at the end after work.
There you go. And then self-discipline separates people from success. So that self-discipline is, you're here, success is here. Are you going to keep that self-discipline and keep going towards what you want in life? And then so our past anchors that we have, the stories that we believe, those lies that I talked about earlier, those are what keep us set. Those are what don't allow us to move forward.
Yeah, those are tough.
Those are tough. And I describe it in my class. I'm working with a group of women, and I describe it as a backpack. And we keep throwing those negative stories, all that ugliness into the backpack, and we try to carry it with us in life, and it gets so heavy that we're not allowed or we're not able to move forward. So we need to empty out those anchors, empty out those rocks, and move forward. So get crazy for something and figure it out as you go. So get really crazy goals. Do you have anything else to add?
Are you good?
I'm good. Well, today we challenge you to write out your goals. Give us a thumbs up if you agree with this, and share this out if you find there's something interesting in it. But we want you to know, always be ready for that big performance. Always be ready to go for that goal. And don't allow that excuse gap. Don't allow yourself to fall into it. No excuses today. Let's say 24 hours, no excuses. You have to go for it. You
Okay.
ready for it?
I'm ready right now.
Okay, you guys have a great day, and thanks so much for joining us.
And before everybody leaves,
Yes?
I'd just like to say Happy Mother's Day this weekend for all the young mothers, the expecting mothers, my mother, my sister, my sister-in-laws around the country, and to my beautiful wife.
Thank
Happy
you.
Mother's Day. Mwah.
And to all those people, my beautiful friends, who may not be mothers, but who are mothers in their own special way to different people.
Yes.
So, happy day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.